want to say hello to our moderator for the panel today, MC Jenna Bush.
Yeah, Jenna!
Hi everybody, welcome to the Merlin panel. Sounds like you're excited. All right, so I believe we are going to start by checking out what we just missed at the end of season 3.
Spoiler.
Spoilers if you haven't seen 3.
Or not. Now that you've seen where Merlin left off, it's time to talk about what is in store for our legendary crew. For starters, Merlin is back at Comic-Con after a tremendously successful 3rd season on Sci-Fi, BBC, and in more than 185 countries worldwide. Is coming to DVD in early 2012, and they are currently filming season 4 in Wales and France for debut in America on Sci-Fi in 2012. Now today we brought you several Comic-Con exclusive premieres and most of the cast. A special thank you for your loyalty to this well-deserved series. So silence your cell phones, turn off recording devices, and let's take a look at the next chapter of Merlin. Okay, well, let me introduce our panelists. First, the brains behind the series, co-creators and executive producers, Johnny Capps and Julian Murphy. Next, we have a special treat for you guys, our surprise guest, Lancelot himself, Santiago. Villain of our story, Morgana, Katie McGrath. A prince in character and as a person, our Arthur Bradley James. Everyone's favorite young warlock, Merlin, Colin Morgan. Anthony Head. All right, so let's start with Johnny and Julian. So you're entering season 4. How did you envision this going? How far did you envision this going?
Well, we've always had, by the way, hello, I'm feeling incredibly nervous. I can't believe how many people are here. We always had a vision of 5 series. So we've always plotted it in that way. Yeah, we're plotting season 4 at the moment and shooting it. I can actually give you an exclusive today, and that is that the BBC have just recommissioned, and we have got series 5.
Yeah!
Let you know for definite that Sci-Fi will be showing both series 4 and season 4 and season 5.
Knowing that you actually have season 4 and 5 change the way that you've approached the coming season?
Well, I think it's always good. I mean, the trouble with making television is that you always have these really strict deadlines, so you're in this constant kind of creative panic of coming up with ideas. Having 4 and 5 allows Julian and I a little bit of thinking time and allowing us to let our creative thoughts mature a little bit, which is quite good considering we're deeply immature people. So I think that's good, and we've been able to really slow burn the character arcs and the mythology, so it gives us more creative space, which I think will hopefully make the show and the scripts a lot stronger.
Yeah, I'd second that. It's rare in the UK and here in the States to get 2 series like this, and it's a real vote of confidence for the show, so we're very, very pleased.
I'm not going to ask.
I don't know what Katie's doing.
Bradley always upstages me. Bradley always upstages me.
It's because he's not the centre of attention.
Yeah.
So what little sneak peeks can you give us other than what we saw about season 4?
Well, I mean, I think the big thing about Series 4 and where we start is what you probably saw from the trailer is that Morgana comes back and this time her power is a lot stronger. Suddenly I sound very bassy. So Morgana comes back and she really is, her magic is just as strong as Merlin. So Merlin has got quite a good uber villain now to fight against.
Finally.
I think it's fair to say there are more surprises in Series 4 than perhaps even in the other three put together. So we don't really want to say too much.
Yeah, it's certainly, we've gone a little bit darker this year. There's still lots of humour to counterbalance it, but there's lots of interesting twists. It focuses a lot on our regular characters. We bring the knights are in a lot more this series. So you don't like the knights then?
You're your fourth year playing this role, so how have you approached the development of your character?
I think each year, as Johnny and Julian were saying, there's more surprises to face, and when we were reading the script, certainly this is the most surprised I've ever been in reading them, and that's an exciting place to start to read a script and think, how am I going to do this? And to have come now into the fourth year, you feel a grounding in your character, and but there's a huge mature aspect to the series this year. It feels like everyone's grounding now more into the legends that they're going to become, and for Merlin, that's not clear for him. He's in a lost place at the minute, as everyone is slowly finding their way. For him in this series, it's about where's he going to go and where's his place. And that's an exciting thing I've had to explore this season.
Well, Katie, now that I know you're a Star Wars fan, I have to use this particular term, but I think the audience will agree that Morgana has gone to the dark side.
Please, thank you.
So, talk a little bit about changing over from the good Morgana to the evil Morgana.
It's much more fun. I think everybody's been waiting for, Morgana to become this sort of dark, magical presence. I think, from where she started to where she ended up, I always sort of thought of her as the ticking time bomb, and you're just waiting for her to explode. And season 4, I'm telling you, she does. So, if I had a choice between playing the good Morgana and the bad Morgana, I'm going to go bad Morgana every time. Trust me, it's way more fun.
Also, you blamed it on Colin a little bit.
It's totally his fault. Seriously, no joke. You think about it, if Merlin has Gaius to guide him, and there are quite a few scenes where Morgana has gone to Merlin and not knowing he has magic begged for help, and when she didn't get it, I always think that had the scenes gone a different way and had Merlin turned around and said, yes, I am the same as you, he would have helped her, because he didn't. It's his fault. He agrees with me.
Well, Bradley, you've had some pretty physically challenging scenes. Also, they changed you into a donkey. So, do you actually enjoy the physical aspect of this, and what can you tease for next season?
Wow. I said, hang on a second. There is, again, there we go. There's a great element to my job, which is I'm given a sword, and I'm told to play around with it. Just to let you know, on the back of our thing it says, please be aware that many members of your audience may be under 18 years of age. Clearly, these guys aren't. So, I'm going to avoid using the word sword. Remainder of this. What was the question? Sorry.
Physical, it's not helping, is it?
When Johnny and Julian found me, they were looking for a guy who could get physical. And they found me in the woods wrestling a bear. And they said, that's really impressive. Could you do it in the style of a donkey? I did, and they gave me the part. So it's you know, the rest has been history. Was that the question? I can't even remember what it was. I just came up with a random story about a bear. I hope you feel enlightened.
Well, Santiago, and I don't know how to say knights now without thinking of swords. But now that everyone's been knighted, give us a little look at what we're going to see now that he's got a team assembled.
Well, it's a lot of fun to work with these guys with the knights, so I think that translates on to the screen. But there's a lot more action, I think a lot more, you know, they're always on a mission, there's an adventure, so there's that spirit they have together, and so I think there's a lot more, you'll see these guys as a group and not each in their separate ways, which makes it for very exciting stories. I'm sorry, I'm just like, after Bradley's rant, it's very hard to take out. I'm staying on, it's a group of swords now.
Swords out a lot.
This is really descending, we're sorry. We got in at 12 last night, we're not ready to.
Well, Santiago, as a quick follow-up to that, Lancelot and Gwen at some point become Lancelot and Gwen. So, when are we going to see the flirting ramp up?
Yeah, it's a safe bet to say something like that will happen. I mean, our interpretation of Lancelot and Guinevere is there's definitely that going on this season. It's very exciting. I can't really give much away. I've been told to not say much, but there will be flirtatious looks and more.
I think in this series we definitely look at the love triangle between Arthur, Lancelot and Guinevere, and we play out that throughout the series, throughout this season. And it's a very unexpected twist to the tale, so I think the Merlin fans will really enjoy that.
Well, speaking of Gwen, Rachel Colby couldn't be here with us today, but she did send everyone a message, so if we could roll.
Hello to everyone at Comic-Con. I hope you just enjoyed watching our exclusive new trailer for Series 4. It's extremely exclusive. In fact, you're the only people to have seen it. I'm really sorry that I can't be there with you today, but I can tell you that Gwen's got some really exciting moments coming up this series, and I hope you really will enjoy watching them. And I hope to see you all very soon. But in the meantime, I would like to introduce our our newest member of the cast, Mr. Nathaniel Parker.
Hello. I'm Aeroplane, Comic-Con fans in San Diego. I hope you're all very well. We wish we were there. Yes, so you've seen an exclusive. We haven't seen it, so maybe you know who we are already. Right. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, and the series will be coming out very soon.
Bye, have a great day.
That you're sitting on the opposite side of the table from Johnny and Julian. So, is there no end to what they'll do to poor Uther, and does he really deserve it?
Say that again.
They've done terrible things to you.
Yes, they always do trouble with this bit, you know what I mean? And it doesn't involve swords. Well, no, it's very interesting. Uther's he's travelled a very interesting path over the seasons, and it's gone from this man who sort of throws his weight around a lot to a man who dribbles. Basically, at the end of season 3, we saw him realising basically what he'd done, and the chickens came home to roost. Season 4 is what results, and he struggles to deal with what he's done and all the repercussions. So there. And that's fun to play, I must admit. You always give me some really nice stuff to play, and it's of all of them, I guess Uther's kind of travelled a fair distance from up there to down there. Good stuff.
Well, Colin and Katie, you guys guys get the majority of the magical language. So is this based on a language? Is it a language? And how difficult is it to learn?
We had a very recent experience with that. I mean, the spells themselves, they are genuine Old English for the regular spells that I use. It's Old German for the dragon spells, and Katie had a very nice
They are horrific. And what makes it worse is that Cole's had 4 years to learn it, and I've had 2 months. And so he comes in and bashes them out and sounds amazing and magical and brilliant, and I come in and, in all fairness, with the power of editing, I'm going to sound great, but the 47 takes it took to do it, not so much fun. We did have one just this last week where I had, Cole gets 2 lines. For some reason, Johnny and Julian very nicely give me like 6 lines of gibberish to learn. Not that I'm upset about it or anything. Thanks, guys. You do that on purpose, don't you? You do that to torture me.
There's something very satisfying about almost giving you a very, very long spell in the script.
I hate you both.
That's mine. Because we know at the table read, Katie will have to get it right in one go.
Do you know how embarrassing those things are? It's like stumbling over it. Somebody's telling me, Katie, that's not what it says on the page. You try it.
Well, Anthony and Bradley, you guys had a pretty amazing duel during the tournament. So it was a little more psychological than just physical. So do you think Uther's ready to give up the crown to Arthur?
No, he'll never give up the crown to Arthur. But there's an interesting sort of something about akin to the madness of King George, which basically who rules when the king is still there but can't rule, and the vacuum that is created. It's father and son battle as well. It's just about a battle for power, much as they love each other. But it's very interesting. That's part of the journey. It's fascinating. It's cool.
All right, so do any of you guys have a favorite moment from the series that you guys want to share with us?
Obviously, it's the one we're filming at the moment.
Oh, we're doing the series season. Yeah, no, through the whole thing.
I think my favourite has to be Excalibur coming out of the water, and just very exciting. Playing around with that legend, we always knew that we were going to end the series with Excalibur, and it was just constructing the story around that, and filming it was very exciting. Although we had a slight problem with the stunt person underwater, but that's a long story. But that was hugely exciting for me, for the Excalibur, and seeing that the final moment of Merlin plunging it into the rock, which was, I think, definitely a high moment for me.
For me, the episode where Colin meets his real father, and those scenes they play are a real highlight.
I get to meet a very special character this season, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I get to meet the dragon. The best thing about it was John Hurt standing behind a tree saying his lines.
I don't get to meet the dragon. Boo. I think my favourite bit has been the first time that Morgana got to blast a guy against a wall.
My favourite moment was, sorry, there's an unnecessary pause there. My favourite moment was, I think possibly filming it as well as watching it, was we were in Neath Abbey, which is somewhere in Wales, and there was a large circular table, and I was standing on one, there wasn't on any sides to it, standing somewhere around the table, and around this table were my knights had assembled, and I had a sort of shivers down the spine moment of just seeing my team, and it was fantastic, and that's the one I'll take away with me.
I love the whole dragon attack on Camelot whenever they did that, because we were on a different unit filming, and we were watching the crew filming all the exciting dragon blast with the 20-foot flamethrower at these stuntmen who had doused themselves in water, and they actually had this flamethrower shot directly at them, and to watch that happen, and then to watch it in the episode with the dragon actually doing it, the visual effects and everything was amazing. That is such one of my favourite moments.
I'm torn between two moments. One was fighting Arthur in basically for father and son supremacy, and the emotional moment. I loved everybody when Colin was involved. It was a great. I thought it was a great episode. It was a really beautiful scene. That and I'm torn between that and kissing a troll.
Production team back in England puts together a little collection of their favorite scenes, so let's take a look at those.
After many battles and many victories, they faced the one foe. After many battles and many victories.
Trace the assassin to the town. No, wait. We've traced the assassin back to the town of Wenham. It's in Odin's land. It seems that Odin hired him to kill you. Camelot. His thoughts of jumping up and down. This is no help.
Say we can.
You were protecting Arthur exactly as a bear.
He didn't know much, but he has heard of a sorcerer. An old man, he lives in a forest of something.
Thank you, Uncle.
I don't know what a That's to do with prisoners back in Camelot.
Prisoner, Your Majesty.
He is my man, sir. And to be honest, I quite like it that way.
Dragons are ling.
Sorry, it's in my pocket. We start again.
boring set then, huh? Okay, so you guys actually use a lot of real-life locations. So how does that affect how the show runs, and how does it affect your performances?
I might be giving the microphone. I think this year, more than any of the years, we filmed more on location than we ever have before. And it's made the show feel much bigger and much more vast, and much more filmic, I think. And from an actor's point of view, when you're in a real location and when everything's in front of you, especially in France with the castles, so much of the work is done for you already, you don't have to imagine it, and you really feel like you are a dark and evil, powerful sorceress bent on ruling the world in a great dress.
And I think that this year we've deliberately pushed the look of the show. We're shooting on 35mm this year, which has been really exciting. We've got a lot of green screen sets this year, which is a big departure for us. Julian and I, each year, we always sort of at the end of the series stock take, look at the series and think about how we can improve it and how we can make it better. And one area that we really wanted to push this year in season 4 was create more kind of epic, vast, magical landscapes. So we've got an in-house team of matte painters that work directly for us, so there's a lot more matte painting. And also we've got these huge, great big interiors now, which is a big green screen studio that we shoot in our Welsh studio. So there's a much bigger epic feel to this series, and it's been very exciting to watch that, and hopefully you'll all notice the difference.
Well, guys, if you have questions, please start lining up with the microphone right in the center here. I've been tweeting about this panel for a number of weeks, and aside from all the proposals I've gotten for all of you, there were a couple of interesting questions, but one of them was, Merlin and Morgana, having been so lucky in love, any chance we're going to see that this season?
Well, together then?
Well, sure.
I'm interested in there. Merlin's never been lucky in love because he's never had the. For a start, he probably hasn't had the confidence, and then maybe when he's had the luck, it's been lost. And he's notoriously in legend. He hasn't had luck with girls. Well, Nimue imprisoned him in a cave for eternity. So it's really, so it's I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see him happy in that respect. But he's got a lot on his plate at the minute.
I think at the end of the day, with the Arthurian legend, the great romance of it is Arthur and Guinevere and Lancelot. And I think... Fine. But I think for Morgana, she's got other things on her mind, and world domination takes up quite a bit of your time, and there's only so many minutes in an hour that you can show, so I don't know where she'd find the time. But if Johnny and Julian want to introduce a very good-looking man for her, that's okay by me too. Please.
We'll find you a trouble.
See what we have to put up with.
All right, first question from the audience.
Hi. So first of all, this is my favorite show, and it's my birthday today. So thank you. So I just want to say that it's also
Happy
kind
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joy. Happy birthday to you.
for a better panel on my birthday, but my actual question is for Bradley.
That's right, I didn't take singing lessons there. You can probably tell.
I wanted to know, you and Angel have such awesome chemistry on screen. I wanted to know if that's really awkward, like all the kiss scenes when it stops rolling.
We have to
phenomenally awkward.
After the takes.
It's one of those things that because you're filled with a room full of people when you're kissing, and they're all looking at you as well, it doesn't feel that much like a romantic moment. You're very much acting on that one. So it's not awkward because it's kind of just part of it. It's very mechanical. But I'm glad it's coming across as though we've got some chemistry. There we go. Very good.
Hello. First of all,
Happy birthday.
you're 7 months early. But first of all, Bradley, your man crush on Tom Hopper, totally warranted. But my actual question is, when do we finally get to see Merlin kick some tail? I mean, look at Morgana. She's epic in that trailer. Epic. When do we get to see Merlin not just... I made it funnier. That was understated.
2 words. You're gonna.
Hi, huge fan of the show. My question is more for Johnny and Julian, but I guess for the rest of the cast. Like a lot of actors and actresses have extra things on their resumes. I was wondering anything that the actors have on theirs that you've used in past episodes or plan to use in future ones.
Well, there's always things on their resumes that are usually slightly fictitious. There's always a lot of actors that say that they can horse ride, and actually, when you question that, it's actually that they've been on a donkey on Brighton Beach.
I think that's true. I should say Santiago really can ride very well. And in the jousting episode, we let him go on big horses in the jousting episode. And even Bradley did as well.
Yeah, there's some good jousting going on.
I love the fact that the piece of that video was me on the horse that decided everyone else perfectly still. I had no control of my horse whatsoever. The horse has since been fired.
It's no longer available to work on Merlin.
Huge fan of the show. It's a dream to be here and actually see you guys in person. My question's for Katie. You said that you like playing the bad Morgana as opposed to the good Morgana. So what different aspects of your own personality did you put into each?
There is no right way for me to answer that question, is there? I always say about Morgana this year is not so much that she's like me, is that she's more the woman I want to be. Take from that what you will. No, she's confident, she's self-assured, she's powerful. I mean, who wouldn't want to be like that? And everybody loves the bad.
Hi everyone. So from the video diaries, it seems like there's pranks happened and lots of fun is had. So I was wondering, what shenanigans are what happen on set or around when you're filming on location?
Bradley?
All eyes just turned to me for that one. I would say that one of the great things about the cast is the environment that is created on set is amazing to work with. So much so that they put up with me and my occasional practical joke. But we've now got a bunch of knights who turn up. They all play practical jokes. Colin is partial to a practical joke. There's a few practical jokers on the set. So naturally there are shenanigans. Is the word you used, I believe. There are shenanigans on set. But truth be told, I think you had to be there for most of them. It's difficult to describe them.
I mean, this year feels very different because the cast is so much bigger. Because we've got the Knights of the Round Table and we've got all of that going on. So there's kind of a really different, fun feeling. I mean, it's always been fun, but there's just so much more of us. You know, it's kind of like a strange football team wandering around now. With Bradley as the captain.
I was just wondering, when you're shooting, what are y'all's favorite types of scenes to shoot? Like, do you like the funny ones, or if you horse riding?
You're the Pokemon guy.
Ashton Kutcher.
There you go. I did that thing where I forgot the question. Sorry, somebody else go for it. Sorry.
I can't remember either. It was. Do we prefer to play comedy role bits? I can't remember what it was, but anyway, as far as I'm concerned, the thing that's lovely about a series like Merlin is the fact that you do get to do so many varied things. You do get to do, you do get to swan around with your sword. And your cloak. It's fascinating to watch, when you're in the castle, it's fascinating to watch anybody in a cloak going to the loo across the courtyard. They get into their stride and suddenly it's like Darth Vader. It's amazing. As the wind just lifts under the cloak, they just take on this thing. But at the same time, you get great comedy, and it's always it's fun. There's never a dull moment. Basically, it's not there's not one set kind of way of being. It's great.
For most people, when I sort of say the variety that you're given within your role is quite vast, and for me as an actor, variety is the really enjoyable thing about it. And within each role, we have had various action, dramatic, romantic, comedic sort of scenes that you get given. It's what makes it interesting and insane for us to do.
Hi, I love your show, but there's one thing that I've always been wondering since like season 1. Is Merlin ever gonna tell Arthur that he's magic?
I got asked this quite a lot. I personally feel that it's Merlin's destiny, his goal in life is to live in a world of freedom, of magic, where he can be free under the rule of the greatest king ever known. That's a big thing, and to ruin that all by revealing something that's so damaging, something that would ruin that, something that would take that away and destroy that ambition and that goal and that one dream in his life that he's striving for and that he's been destined with, to reveal it to someone who at this stage can't possibly comprehend that, can't possibly comprehend what he is and what he stands for, then that's going to ruin all that. So yeah, not yet, but I mean that's a question for the producers as to when that actually going to happen.
We've got some very surprising twists and turns, I think, in the coming season, and I think that probably this time next year you might not be asking the same question.
Yeah, there's another reason why Merlin would keep his magic secret from everybody that develops in the season.
Hi, so obviously we've heard that ThinkHero is a pretty adept writer, but as a writer myself, I was wondering what it was like for the actors who aren't quite so used to it to have gotten used to being on and around horses so much.
That's one of the lucky things about this is that we all started as novices, and now we're able to do all of it ourselves, unless it's time permitting. And that's the only reason why we don't get to do the horse riding ourselves, is if we're on another unit or filming and we have to use stunt doubles. But it's been, that's been one of the highlights, is that's a skill that we've now got for life to take away with us.
No, I still suck.
No, I mean it's not a very fair outtake that. All the cast began, apart from Santiago, as pretty much beginners. But they all do most of their own riding, even galloping at full pelt through woods, they'll do that now. So they've really, really come on. And it's brilliant for us because it means we can film things we couldn't even dream of in series 1 or 2.
And we factor now, we don't actually drive the actors to set now, they just have a horse, and which we think is more kind of kinder to the environment.
Okay, this will be the last question.
I was kind of wondering what Luther would have done if he found out Morgana was magical and when she was still good Morgana.
She's still good, Morgana. What are you talking about?
Yes, well, I guess every father has trouble with his daughter every now and again. Come probably through their teens. No, I don't know. That's part of the problem, isn't it? She could never tell him, and she could never sort of, and he wouldn't recognise her for who she was. He'd have probably set fire to all the shots. Same as everyone else.
And do you blame me for what I've become? Seriously? That is my father.
Alright, well now you all got Merlin buttons, or badges, as we call them in the UK. So if you look at the back of them, you may find a blue or black M. We have 25 prizes to give away today. The blue M's are special Comic-Con exclusive t-shirts, and the black ones are signed scripts. So if you have them, you can pick them up over there to the left. Now, Santiago has to leave us, but the rest of the panelists will be signing in the sales pavilion from 2:30 to 3:30. And if you picked up tickets, they will be signing an exclusive poster. But before we say goodbye, I know it feels like a long wait till 2012. So would anyone like to see the season 4 trailer again? Yeah! All right, before we do that, let me say thank you to our panelists once again, Johnny Caps, Julian